Let's go ahead and add a backdrop and do some lighting adjustments just to make our scene. All right, so let's go ahead and select our camera. Let's hold down the middle mouse button and scroll in. Just get a little bit closer to our objects. Maybe right there. So let's do a Shift A. Let's add a plane. We'll grab that on the Z axis and we'll pull it down. We can go into one view just to make sure we're at the bottom of our box here. All right, so now we'll scale this up. Zero. Let's grab it, and let's grab this on the Y and move it back till its front's barely seeable. And then we'll grab it, scale it on the X axis till the edges are off the screen. Let's go into 3 and let's tab into edit mode. So here's a little trick you can do for making a backdrop. So we hit A to deselect everything. Make sure our see back faces is on. We'll hit B. We'll grab here. We'll extrude this. And we'll kind of start coming up. And let's say on the Z for the last one. And we'll just select. We'll tab back into object mode and scale on the X again and just kind of bring it out. Go ahead and make this what am I missing here? Tools, and we'll shading smooth. There we go. Apply a basic material, just a basic diffuse material will be all right. Let's go ahead and add some materials to our other characters here. So Suzanne, we'll just make her smooth also. And then we'll make her color maybe a orange, bright orange. Select the cube here. Use nodes or add new material. We'll make this color diffuse and we'll make it the opposite here. We'll grab our torus and let's make this green. And let's go ahead and smooth that torus also. If we go back into 1, we'll notice here's the floor of our plane. So let's go ahead and grab our torus and let's put it down on the Z axis. Let's take it down to the floor of the plane. Same way with Suzanne, which is pretty good here. So let's go ahead and look at this in rendered mode just to see what we have here. Okay. So here's our objects, but we have no lighting other than actually we have no lighting other than if we did that. So if we go here and do our use nodes, we can lighten it up using that. But there's a thing here called ambient occlusion, which will kind of give you some of your shadows and stuff. We can turn that down. Yeah, it's too strong. If you want to use that, give it a couple seconds here to render. All right, we're starting to see some difference here. But you notice there's no shadows on the ground much other than just some scattering of the color. All right, so let's go ahead and hit Z a couple times to go into our solid mode, and let's start adding some lights. So let's do Shift A, and let's add we can either add a lamp, or like I said, we can add a mesh. Let's go ahead and add a mesh. Let's pull that up. Let's go into 7. And what we're going to do here is a basic 3-point lighting. We want to rotate, go into 3. We want to rotate that on the x-axis. And we'll scale this up. We'll grab it again. And this will be our, sorry if I'm wrong, but I think, oh, sorry. Grab Z. Sorry. Scale Z. Rotate Z. And we'll kind of angle that here. And we'll just scale this up a little bit. And this is our key light. This is going to be our main light. So we'll go to our, and we should do a change this to an emission shader, and we'll maybe put this at 10. And let's give it a little bit of a cool color here. Just a little bit. All right, so we would go into 7, and we want to do a Shift D to duplicate this lamp. We'll bring it over to the other side. We'll rotate it on the Z axis. And we'll scale it down a little bit. Now, here in our materials, we have this, our key light. We don't want this one as strong as this, but if I change this strength here, because I duplicated this, it'll change the strength over here also. This is where this comes in. See the little number 2 here? This means that there's 2 items using this material. If I click this number 2, it makes this its own separate material. Now I can change the number in here without changing any of the other settings. So let's make this one maybe a little warmer. Okay, so 0. Let's take a look how that looks. See again, let's select this lamp here. 0, 0, and let's go back into our render mode. And now we can look at this and control the light here. So 25, what's that do? Maybe this is too blue if you think. Another thing about the color wheel here, if you take H, S, and V, if you move H, it takes you in a circle around the wheel. S takes you from the outer, takes you towards the center, from the center to the outer. And then V changes your line over here. So you just always know that if you want to be in the center, it doesn't really matter where you are here, but say you want a little bit lighter blue. So I would take it over here, and then I would pick my saturation and go down with it, which would bring it towards the center. Maybe if I want to brighten it up, I would take it out. If I want to darken it, I would bring it down. So maybe we want our sky to be something like that, or our key light. And you notice that our light is stronger on this side, so we're getting some shadows back here. All right, so let's go ahead and add one more light here. And let's go ahead and turn off our ambient occlusion. See how it looks without ambient occlusion. Because we have these lights here, so we don't need, ambient occlusion is a little bit too overpowering, making the scene too overpowering. I think that's looking pretty good so far. There's only 10 samples here, so let's go ahead and hit Z a couple times. And now this time we'll go ahead and add a point lamp. So we'll say Shift A, we'll add a lamp, and maybe we want a actual, let's do a Hemi lamp. 7, and let's go ahead and grab that. So grab that, pull it back, and we want this one coming towards the camera. So 3, there's our camera there. We want to rotate, going right into the camera. Above, rotate. There we go. Let's see how this goes. Let's see how this works. Let's rotate that a little bit so it's going right down into the back of the camera. 0. Rendered. Doesn't make much of a change. Turn it up. Maybe if we change it to a point lamp. And this is something hard to see maybe with the diffuse material we're using. It all goes together. You have to have your materials good, you have to have your lighting good, and then you can start seeing changes in the lighting. That all works hand in hand. These are just basic diffused materials, so it's going to give you a different look.